It's always interesting to see that even with a massive catastrophic flop, a failure that no one can deny, you still see people in mainstream games journalism doing everything they can to protect some of these studios, and specifically some of the consultancy companies that are focused on inserting DEI into every single game they can. And obviously all of that came to the forefront with the release of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a highly anticipated game that they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on that was a colossal failure. And it also brought to light and pushed to the forefront all of the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy, especially when people involved with that company started lashing out at fans, trying to get people deplatformed simply for people criticizing the game. And certainly, there was a lot of issues with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The idea that people didn't want a Suicide Squad team-up game to begin with, people didn't like some of the mechanics, the live service aspect, but part of the conversation certainly was about Sweet Baby Inc. and why they would bring in these people to do further damage to so many of these characters. And interestingly enough, in the aftermath of a big rumor coming out that after the failure that Rocksteady, potentially the studio that brought us the Batman Arkham games, after this massive failure and so many people leaving the company like its co-founders, it's not the same company that it was that made those Batman games, that it looks like they might either cut a lot of jobs or potentially close down the entire studio after losing over $200 million on the Suicide Squad game. And what do you know, right after we get some of those reports, we get a big article from Bloomberg from Jason Schreier, a dude who does have a lot of sources and has had a lot of sources in the gaming sphere for forever, but who also has a massive agenda. That dude's had me blocked for, I think, 5 years because he's a bitch, quite frankly. But he did put out an article discussing what happened, some of the failures of this game, why things went so wrong at Rocksteady, and how it ended up losing over $200 million for Warner Brothers. But curiously enough, nowhere in this entire article, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, not a single time is Sweet Baby Inc. or the controversy surrounding that brought up. Isn't that interesting? So, of course, now he's getting called out for that, and it looks like he's got a big problem with it. Bloomberg reporter claims Sweet Baby Inc. boycott that crushed Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League sales is angry hallucinations created by grifters. And Vera Dark, who was one of the people who came out initially with this report that Rocksteady, they might be looking to make some big changes, she commented on this too. Because in the report, it stated that they're looking at moving a bunch of people from Rocksteady off any projects they're working on and instead to work on helping out for a Hogwarts Legacy Director's Cut, some special edition, something like that. So, of course, she had some comments on it. I think this report is hilariously and specifically timed. If Rocksteady does help, they wouldn't put close to 250 people on a Director's Cut. Plus, if they want to pitch a game, which does not actually mean they'll get the funds and be greenlit. After $200 million loss, constant backlash, and plans to stop live service support on the 1-year anniversary, most of us would be baffled by this decision. This is the company that shelved movies that were 75% done to try to save money. By the way, Jason Schreier's had me blocked for years and hates my guts. Hey, I am also in that club, Vera. And interestingly enough, some people called out Jason Schreier because, yes, I've been up front. There's about 5 different reasons why Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was a fantastic failure. But it would be impossible to ignore the backlash for Sweet Baby Inc. And that game launching was what caused the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam group, the Steam Curator group, to skyrocket up to nearly 400,000 people following. And that's really only people that are very active on Steam. Think of the hundreds of thousands of others that had just heard or seen things about this, about what's going on with Sweet Baby Inc., specifically in regards to this game. Yet Jason Schreier says, well, there's no truth to any of that. That's all just ridiculous. Why would I even mention it once in my fucking article? You can see here, very level-headed behavior from a professional journalist. Not one mention of the woke tone turning off fans or SBI influence. Really, Jason? This article is about what actually happened. Right, so it didn't have any effect on development behind the scenes. Hiring practices, turning off millions of fans. Do you not remember this game is what kicked off the SBI drama to begin with? To not even mention it is negligent, absent journalism, dishonestly so. I asked 24 people who worked on the game what went wrong, and not a single one mentioned the word sweet baby. You're chasing angry hallucinations created by grifters who make money off your rage. Now, as I've stated pretty much every time I talk about Jason Schreier, this is somebody who has, good sources and has consistently had good sources within these studios. However, he does always present something with an agenda in mind. And the idea that you could talk about the biggest flop of the year, which is Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. And I'm not saying he has to put all the blame on Sweet Baby or anything like that, but to not even get one mention, and I don't even know how many words this is, probably a couple thousand words potentially, I don't know. But this long ass article where you go over, a decade of fucking development and not one singular mention for Sweet Baby Inc. It is embarrassing, but it's an indicator of where we are when it comes to game journalism and one of the reasons so many people are fed up with mainstream news in general. What do you guys think about this? On the heels of hearing that Rocksteady could be really, really in trouble, all of a sudden we get a different report out there that says, well, there's having a lot of people work on other projects and they're working on developing a pitch for a game all while stopping service to this catastrophic failure. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.